how should companies be thinking about return on investment payback here? Meaning, where should they be looking for it? What kinds of how should they measure it? Because it's not just as we said at the top of the call. This is not technology for technology's sake. I think we all believe there's legitimate business value here. Even if none of the models improved a scotch beyond where they are today, we have an enormous opportunity to leverage this. We believe to achieve some real business benefit. How should companies be thinking about that, measuring that as they embark on this?
This is a controversial one, and you sort of, but I love the topic. So let me maybe address it in a couple of slices. At the individual productivity level, this is a challenging one because we're saying to, if you're running a 500 person or 1,000 person organization, you're saying to your knowledge workers, your smart people there, hey, I need you to get up to speed. I'm going to give you the tools. I'm going to help you, but you're going to have to invest some time in this. People are looking at it saying, where's the white space? I'm overwhelmed with my current job. We need to support the company leaders, the executives need to support that. And that is a challenging walk. The other side of that equation is if all of your team members become 10% more productive or 20% more productive as a result of this kind of enabling technology, how do you capture that value for the business? And that is a very challenging one and unique to the enterprise. And there are lots of different ways to do it. There's some that are sort of top down and some that are bottom up. But I think it's a worthwhile discussion organizationally and department by department. Now, in terms of what I'll call enterprise use cases, that gets a lot cleaner. There are definitive opportunities to say, hey, there's something we're doing today. It's probably transactional oriented that we now have this intelligence we can apply given the right tools that can get work done. That's sort of easy, low hanging fruit. And, and you know what? It's doing it today is we can do a ton of things that we couldn't do a few months ago. That's awesome. I tend to believe that you should shoot for very quick payback in that space and use that payback to likely fund more sort of opportunistic or aggressive use cases to maybe do things that you aren't doing today. Hey, we can apply more muscle, more effort, more labor now onto these other things and fund the next thing and the next thing. Ultimately, you're trying to do two things. One, you're trying to create a flywheel of AI here. And once you start to get it, puts you ahead of other organizations in terms of that return and that value and the reinvestment of that value. The second thing, though, is there is a certain level of accountability that you need to put in place to say, yes, we're not just mucking around with this technology or experimenting, because that bluntly tends to be sort of what happens with IT-led initiatives or technology-led initiatives. You got to put the accountability on the business to show that payback and to go after those business cases, maybe things that they've never been able to do before, but can have real, measurable, hard dollar impact. You know what? I get in a conference room and I talk with clients about this for hours. So that one's a tough one to hit in a few minutes. But I think it's a challenging thing to think about at the individual level. I think it's a little bit clearer on some of the enterprise use cases to create that flywheel of value and reinvestment.